And we say happy Saturday night to everybody. What's going on? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media. I understand our girl TK is still live, but I had originally scheduled this and I didn't want to reschedule. I was going to go live last night, but we had quite a few people live, I think. So, and Pigskin Pete was live, and I have completely forgot about it. I had a couple things planned. Uh, but some of that stuff is out the window. But as you can see by the title of tonight's show, is Alabama becoming a recruiting battleground? Hangout and discussion. We'll drop the link and get you guys on if you. We'll give it a little while to let some people show up, but I think that one of the things that I've noticed the past couple seasons, past couple off seasons, and in recruiting is, and you go back to Peter Woods, you could look at, and we kind of will look at this year's class. Um, the main go-to targets that you get in recruiting are going to come from one of three states. I think it's Texas, number one, Florida, number two. You could probably swap those 1A, 1B, whatever. And then California. So you have those three states. Then you're starting to see a little bit in Georgia, the greater Atlanta area. What's up, William Bryant? It's good to see you, sir. Roll Tide. It's good to see you. But is Alabama becoming a recruiting battleground? As you can see by the title tonight, I think it is. I can cut the camera on here. Let's share screen this. This is from 247. 2024 top football recruits in Alabama. Number one is a guy by the name of Jordan Ross. Vestavia Hills, Birmingham, Alabama. Is a 5-star edge. Then you have Perry Thompson, already committed to Alabama. He's from Foley, Alabama. He's a 5-star wide receiver. Cameron Coleman has yet to commit. He doesn't even have Alabama. Look, Alabama's not even in his top 5 choices. But he's a 5-star. He's from Phoenix City. You remember Justin Ross of Clemson? He was from Phoenix City too. Jalen Mbakwe is from Pinson, Alabama. So I just named and we looked at 4 5-star guys in the state of Alabama. Then you get into some 4 and 3 stars. You got DeMarcus Riddick is already committed to Georgia. Jaquan McRoy is from Pinson. By the way, DeMarcus Riddick is from Clanton, Alabama. I'm not sure if you guys can read that. But you have them. Bradley Shaw is from Hoover. Hoover High School. He's a linebacker. Jeremiah Beeman is from Birmingham. He's and you get Kevin Riley, Joseph Phillips, all these guys that are eventually going to commit. And 9 times out of 10, it's very rare to see guys from the state of Alabama end up committing to a out-of-state school. But you're seeing a couple of them, actually. DeMarcus Riddick, I mentioned from Clanton, he's committed to Georgia. 4-star in Jaquan McRoy from Pinson as an offensive tackle. It crystal balls him to Oregon 100%. We'll see. Jeremiah Beeman, Alabama. Kevin Riley, a 4-star, Miami. He's a running back. He's from Tuscaloosa County. And he's going to Miami. This is incredible. This interests me here. Joseph Phillips to Auburn. Jamarian Burnett from Andalusia. I don't even know where that is. He's a running back. Auburn. Sterling Dixon is a 4-star. I'm excited to see this guy play. I love the name too. Alabama committed. Amon Lane is from Moody. That's not too far off from where I am, I don't think. He's got Auburn. Mario Craver, not committed yet, but Florida 100%. And it goes on. I mean, even look at this. NC State even going to Gulf Shores to get Ronnie Royal III, a 4-star. So you got all these different players, and it's not too many of the 5-star. The 5-stars are going to come from Texas, from California, from Florida. But it is kind of interesting to see a couple from the state of Alabama. You had Peter Woods commit to Clemson last July, coming up on a year. He was a 5-star. I'm trying to remember. Alabama's gotten a couple in-state. But I think that it's the talent is getting better each and every year in the state of Alabama. Now, is it ever going to top the level of Texas and Florida and California? Probably not. But it's becoming probably that 4th or 5th state, maybe 6. I don't know. Georgia's getting really good in recruiting too. The team, but also the state of Georgia. I mean, you talk about a 5-star. Alabama picked up this year Justice Haynes from Buford, Georgia. So, I mean, there's a lot of different guys out there that are going to commit to these bigger schools. But where are they coming from? And then where are they going? It's amazing to watch. It's amazing to see. The talent in high school is getting bigger and better, and it's going to continue to get that way for a while. And you're going to start to see, at least in my opinion, it spread out across multiple different states. Who's next on the radar? Is Tennessee going to be a recruiting ground? What about Louisiana? Louisiana's already kind of there, I guess. But it's always been the main 3. It's always been California. It's always been Texas. It's always been Florida. After that, you get into the state of Alabama, and it's it's slowly becoming a battleground there. That's just my opinion. That's at least what I'm seeing. That's my takeaway. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and drop the StreamYard link, and we'll read some of your comments too, because I am kind of curious what everyone's saying here. Let me see. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. William Bryant, Roll Tide, sir. Good to see you. Daniel Berry. Gamecock Chuck, he doubts that Alabama's becoming a recruiting ground. He doubts it. I understand. That. Hairy leg, as Pigskin Pete would say, though, opposed to shaved leg. Just saying. Hairy leg also goes on to say, no player regionally loyal. What? No player regional loyalty anymore. The migration of U.S. citizens from Blue Stars into the South has blurred things. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by Blue Stars. You mean blue chip? You talking about blue chip players, like the big time, generational prospects? Is that what you're talking about? You could come on and explain this comment, Harry Leg, if you want. I don't know what you mean by this. I appreciate it. States, not stars. Blue states. Oh, like I hate to get political, but when you talk about a red state or a blue state, are you talking about the Democratic states? I'm not trying to get political by no means. I hate to get political. I mean, it kills me. but I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you're saying in your comment. You can't control what the people are going to bring up and what they say, so you just can control how you respond. But he says yes. I don't know if that's in response to my question. We'll see. See, I still don't know what he's saying. What I got to Google some of this. Rust Belt families. Rust Belt. Do I even want to look this up? Meaning. Northeast and East North Central. Economic decline, population loss, urban decay due to shrinking. Okay. I'm not the biggest smartest guy in the room when it comes to geography or you know um politics. Again, I try to stray away from that kind of stuff on the shows, so but it comes up sometimes, I guess, in ways. I mean, like I said, man, you can't control what the people are going to say in the chat. You can only control how you respond to it. So, my area has absorbed 75,000 folks from Illinois, Ohio, Wisconsin, and I guess MI is Michigan. Okay. Again, I'm still really confused on what Harry Leg is trying to get to the point. I don't understand what he's talking about. Other than, I mean, I could come up with a theory. You're starting to see more and more. Here's what I'll say from my standpoint. You're starting to see more and more kids get into football at a young age. You're starting to see it grow outside of the main three states we talked about in Florida, Texas, and California. And it's starting to grow. And kids want to be good. They want to be disciplined. They want to have a good work ethic when it comes to sports and football, especially. And you're just starting to see it grow and grow and grow within each state. Um, and I think that's important for college football. I think it's a big help. Drop the StreamYard link again. Anyone's welcome on at any time. We'll give it a few minutes, and if we don't really get anybody on, we'll probably cut the show short, but I'd hate to do that. Again, you talk about the state of Alabama. Like this guy right here, Mario Craver, is from Pinson, Alabama. He's not committed yet. He's a 4-star wide receiver, 5'11", 165. He's got Florida 100%, but he's not committed. So Florida's coming in and taking guys from Alabama. Arkansas is coming in. I mentioned a guy by the name of Ronnie Royal III from Gulf Shores. Is a 4-star edge athlete, whatever. He's got NC State. Of course, none of these guys are committed. Well, they're committed, but they're not signed yet. Let's see. Ja'Cory Whitted is a tight end, 3-star from McCalla. I got family over there. He's at McAdory, which I won't get into. but he doesn't really have anybody. But I'm curious who's on his radar. Alabama, App State, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida. He's not warm on any of them. Tim Prangley, how you doing, sir? It's good to see you. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate it. Let's get back to some of these recruits. Ja'Cory Whitted from McCalla is a tight end. He's a 3-star. Malik Blockton is a 3-star defensive lineman. I've actually heard of him. He's in Pike Road. He's got Auburn 100%. But again, we'll see. Got look at this. Let me share screen. This is from 247 Sports, by the way. Look at this. You got teams like you got a guy in Jay Harper from Valley, Alabama, cornerback. Yes, he's a 3-star, but it's cool to see some of these Big Ten teams. You got Indiana and Wisconsin going after some of these guys. This is incredible. This could be the start of something great in the state of Alabama for football, I think. I mean, the state's already good for football. We know that. But for high school recruiting, it hasn't really been a battleground. But as you see by tonight's title, is it becoming a recruiting battleground? I think it's possible. We're not going to claim it yet. But, I mean, you got Big Ten teams coming in here. South Carolina, 100% on this guy named Caleb Harris. He's from Thompson High School in Alabaster. Remember, I went to the Peter Woods commitment. That's where he was, and he went to Clemson. Utah, Isaiah Fega from Phoenix City at Central. Utah. You got a couple guys going to Troy. Troy makes sense. Auburn makes sense. Alabama A&M. Now you got guys like Georgia Tech and Mississippi State. They're going to come in and take some guys. Caleb Dozier is a athlete. He's from Headland, Alabama. He's a 3-star. And it looks like he's already committed to Mississippi State. Landon Marshall, a three-star defensive tackle. Defensive lineman, Georgia Tech. And that's South Alabama, Kevin Norwood. Wait a minute. Y'all remember? Okay. True Bama fans remember the name Kevin Norwood. He was a pretty good wide receiver for us in like 2013 and 2014, I think. He made some catches, and I think in the kick 6 game, I think he even got a touchdown on Auburn. But there's another Kevin Norwood. I don't know if it's any relation, but we'll see. Oh, I forgot about this guy. He's not committed. Alabama had a player under Nick Saban by the name of Dre Kirkpatrick. His son, Dre Kirkpatrick Jr., is from Gadsden, Alabama. He's a corner. He's 6 foot, 192. He's a 3-star. Miami of Ohio, looking after Tony Coleman of Eufaula, is a safety with 3 stars. This is great. Now, again, I mentioned there were like 4 or 5 stars and then a handful of, or 4 or 5 stars, a handful of 4 stars. Then you get into some 3 stars. Yes, the talent level, you're not going to find as many 5 stars as you will in Texas or California or Florida. But you're seeing a lot of talent there. And what's amazing is you have teams up north, you have teams on the coast, you have teams in the central United States going to Alabama and taking interest in these players. I think it's great. Let's see what Tim has to say here. USC has a commit Anquan Fegans from Alabaster. Number one safety, number one national recruit. USC is very high on him. 2025. Let me look. Because I was looking at 2024. Number 10 nationally. Okay. That's cool. Georgia currently has the number one class for 24, by the way. Yeah, look at this. Look at some of this. Here we go. 2025. Now, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I mean, let's dive into some of these Alabama prospects or recruits. You have David Sanders is an offensive tackle. He's from Charlotte, North Carolina. Elijah Griffin is a defensive lineman from Savannah, Georgia. Ryan Williams is already committed to Alabama for 2025. He's from Saraland, Alabama. He's a receiver. Zion Grady is from Troy, Alabama. He's an edge. He doesn't have anybody yet. Here's the guy Tim was talking about. Anquan Fegans is a safety, a 4-star committed to USC. Naheem Offord is from Birmingham. He's a corner and he's a 4-star. Jared Smith of Spain Park in Birmingham is a 4-star edge. So it doesn't have to be a 5-star, but you're starting to see the talent come out of there. 4-star, 3-star, no star. I don't care. You're starting to see it come out of Alabama now. IMG Academy, Bradenton, Nathaniel Uwuso, Boateng. Let's see if we can find other guys from Alabama. Mobile, Micah DeBose is a 4-star. Looks like he's already committed to Georgia. His offensive tackle. So George is going in there to Mobile. Anthony Rogers is a running back. That's the guy I looked at. I think. That's Bradenton, Florida. Derek Smith of Selma, Alabama, a wide receiver. He's at Southside. No team yet, but someone will get him. Eric Winters is a linebacker from Enterprise. I like that last name, Winters. TCU had a guy last year, D. Winters. I think it's a cool name. So he's from Enterprise. Let's see who else we could get. Miami guys, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, a lot of Florida players, of course. Antonio Coleman. I've heard about him. He's a defensive lineman. He's from Saraland. He's a 69th overall player for 2025. He's not committed yet, but he's been offered. Sup, LW? There was a few that we've gotten out of Louisiana before. Didn't Devontae Smith, the receiver, wasn't he from Louisiana? I could be wrong on that. I know Alabama's picked some guys up there. We could keep going down this list. Again, I dropped the StreamYard link. I'd love to get some conversation tonight. We'll get to you guys in just a second. As soon as someone pops in here, we'll try to put them on. But let's see. A lot of California kids, a lot of Texas, a lot of Florida. Mason Short, I remember him committing weeks ago. He's from Evans, Georgia. He's committed to Alabama. KJ Lacey is from Saraland, Alabama. Now he's a 4-star quarterback. Lacy. No way he's related to Eddie Lacy. I mean, he'd have to be a real younger brother or something. Jordan Crawford, defensive lineman, 4-star. Parker, from Birmingham, Alabama. More IMG Academy, Florence, South Carolina, Calhoun, Georgia, Cocoa, Florida. A lot of different places, a variety of different cities. Eddie Lacy was from Louisiana. Okay. See, I don't remember where some of those guys were from. I just remember that we had them. I'll be honest. For the longest time, I didn't really keep up with recruiting. I just watched Alabama play, and I knew that they had great players and won championships, man. And it's had those down years. I mean, 2008 almost started the dynasty. 2007, we only won like 7 or 8 games with Saban's first year. I think maybe we even only won 6, but yeah, I'm not going to go through all these players, but there's another Caleb Williams. There's a Caleb Williams from Chesterfield, Virginia. He's a 4-star defensive lineman. There's an Auburn, Washington. I didn't know that. Brady O'Hara. O'Hara. Where have I heard that name? Psych. That's why. Yep. Brady O'Hara, 100% to Penn State. What they're saying, he's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A athlete on the defensive side. Anyway. Oh. I don't know why I didn't hear the beep or the noise, whatever. What's going on, Harry Leg?
How are you? This first time out for this.
Yeah, I guess it is probably your first time on the
It is.
channel
Well,
for
it's the first time ever using this particular, mechanism to interact. But anyway, I wanted to clarify for you my statements in the chat. Uh,
okay.
there's Georgia has absorbed an enormous doubling of population from all over the United States, but primarily from Illinois, Ohio, the Midwest, uh, Indiana, Michigan. Uh, you'd be amazed. My neighborhood, all right, the county I live in, for instance, that I moved into 8 years ago, at that time, had a population of 85,000. Guess what
Right.
it is? Guess what it is today, 8 years later?
Now,
Two,
has it grown or has it?
275,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean we have been overwhelmed. I mean, there's not a piece of property in this county that is not under development, just about. And we are one of the largest counties in the state of Georgia, Henry County.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been an amazing thing to witness the population of the area just explode. I'm an old guy. Okay, I'm 67, so I've seen this city go from under a million to what it is today, which in the metro area probably pushing 7 million. Uh, and
Wow.
you ought to see the flags in my neighborhood. Name a team, you just about got them represented. And at the high school level, the kids, the football is hugely competitive, and there's really not any loyalty to Georgia or anything like that. I mean, these kids are out there and they're balling out, and My grandsons play ball, and so I'm seeing this all right up front. Uh, yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. We've just had so many people move in from everywhere else that they don't have any ties here, and so there's not any loyalty to the regional schools per se. I mean, the coaches here,
Yeah.
we got coaches that have played in the SEC, the NFL, you name it. They've been there, they done that. The guy over here at Dutchtown, where you got uh, Anderson, that's 4 miles from me. Will
Oh,
Anderson.
Will Anderson?
Yeah, four
Yeah.
miles from me, and I interact with him all the time. He's a good man, and uh, so I mean that's where I was coming from. I'm not trying to mess anybody up or get anybody in the wrong direction or anything about what I comment on. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, you're good, man. I think it's very informative for any college football fan. I mean, I was kind of talking too. I mean, the recruiting battlegrounds that the main targets go to. You look at California, you look at Florida, you look at Texas. It starts there. But I have noticed a lot of guys, and they don't have to be 5 stars, but you've seen a couple come out of Georgia. The point I was trying to make on the live show tonight, and I think it kind of started. It actually started a couple years back with Justin Ross going to going to Clemson from Alabama. You look at Peter Woods; he's at Clemson. Um, there's it's recruiting is getting so extreme in college football. The players are getting better out of high school. And I mean, you're seeing guys get offered at like 14, 15 years old, and it's expanding outside of the main, the Texases, the Floridas, the Californias. And I think it's actually really cool.
Well, get this, and as following up on what you're saying there, uh, ask me how many different uh, businesses are in a 5 mile radius of me that teach football and baseball and basketball skills.
I'm
You,
sure
you,
you're going
it
to
would
tell
blow
me
your
there's a
mind.
lot.
It's like 20.
So you got some training ground down there too, not even just recruits.
Now these are
They're
guys
getting
that were,
trained up down there.
yeah, these are ex players that are teaching the kids how to play and help them
Nice.
develop their skills. And the parents got the money, then the kids get trained. I mean, uh, my grandkids are they attend these facilities, and uh, you can tell a difference. I mean, in just a couple of years' time, the development and they're going to max out at some point based on their individual talents, and we all realize this, and they are coming to that realization because they're not all stars, but uh, uh, it's uh, it's really an amazing thing to witness. Uh, I've got what 7 high schools, 8 high schools within 10 miles of me, and on Friday nights
That's insane, dude.
I can pick and choose which state power I want to watch. Play one of the local teams and beat the fire out of them, unless it's Dutchtown. My
Yeah.
oldest grandson is at Eagles Landing, and so we'll see how they do this year. Uh, so uh, he was at a private Christian school last year, last 5 years actually. So we're going to make that transition now into public
Yeah. I'm
school.
I'm in yeah, so I'm in Coleman County, Alabama, and we have a couple different cities in the county, each with its own, high school, but it's not very big when it comes to now they're really good at basketball. I don't know about the recruiting side of it though, but I can tell you this, you're never gonna I doubt it. I think it would take a lot to hear a name called in recruiting from one of those schools that's in my area.
Well, we have. on average, let's see, what did we have this past season? Uh, 25, 30, 25, 30 kids playing either D1 or G5.
That's good.
And
Yeah.
uh, I mean, there's some, and they're big. For the love of, I cannot, man, these kids now are enormous. I look up at my 14-year-old grandson, the oldest one. He's quarterback. I look up at him.
Yeah.
He's 6'2" already, 14 years
Oh
old,
my.
and he can throw a
Is he
baseball about.
trying? Is he? Can I ask if he's trying to get into college ball?
He hasn't quite decided between football and baseball yet because he can throw baseball like 90 miles an hour already.
Oh, that's good. I
I
love
mean,
it.
he is he's gifted. And then my next oldest grandson is a catcher in baseball. And he's not quite got the frame size to suit up for football yet, but he is a all-star catcher here in the age group that he's in. And right now he's playing
Yeah,
traveling ball. He got drafted for that. So, uh,
that's good.
but I mean, there's uh, people can't sometimes wrap their heads around just how many kids there are here, and I think it gets kind of overlooked in many respects. I know you're talking about your Alabama recruits and this, that, and the other, but that accentuates the point about them looking elsewhere for opportunity or maybe just a personal preference for fit. Who knows? Uh,
Yeah.
I quit trying to figure these kids out a long time ago, just like I did women. That's the reason I stayed married this long.
I love it.
You know, the queen is the queen, and as long as you don't make the queen mad, everybody's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you go, dude. Uh, unless there's something else you want a job out. I mean, I'll talk with you.
No, man, we're just kind of hanging out tonight, man. Any discussion sports wise you got,
I watched
just
the
drive the
interesting.
conversation.
I watched the interesting video just before I found that you were on. And I can't even remember. I've never seen the guy before on YouTube. It just popped up in the homepage feed, I guess. Suggests. And anyway, had a pretty decent breakdown of SEC. Had Bama winning the
Right.
West, LSU second, uh, Ole Miss third. Had Georgia number one in the East, Tennessee, and then Missouri
Oh, Missouri third?
third. Yes, I thought that was
Wow.
interesting. And Kentucky's would be fourth in that in his
Where
thinking.
is South Carolina? Why is South Carolina not getting any love, man? I think this could be a good year for them. They should at least be top four and maybe even top three to compete with Georgia, I think. I mean,
I got to
Twisted
see.
Rooster, Chuck, get in here.
I got to see. I got to see
uh,
the uh, finished product this September. Just like we do every other team. We're not going to pick on anybody. Uh, everybody has a new team in 2023. Uh, so we will see how the various ones have assimilated the new guys and been able to maintain their composure or whatever. Uh, no different for South Carolina as it is for
yeah,
Alabama or Georgia. So Alabama's got a lot. I mean, South Carolina's got a lot of uh, new pieces. So it'll be interesting to see how they mesh. Problem for them is that I don't think they can do it in 2 games because they got to come to Athens. So after that, uh, we'll
yeah.
find out what South Carolina's all about. Uh, no different for Bama. Y'all have your questions. Georgia has theirs. LSU, blah blah blah.
We're gonna find out a lot quickly about Alabama because we open with Middle Tennessee State. That'll be easy. walk right through unless something goes horribly wrong. But I think the Texas game right out the gate, week 2, even though it is at Bryant Denny and it is a night game, Texas is no pushover this year. I like them to win the Big 12. I like them. I just can't see them making the college football playoff, and that's the only thing I don't like about them. So, that being said, they'll be like a New Year's Six team or something like that. Um, but you mentioned Georgia's question mark. They have more answers than anybody else in college football this year, in my opinion. I really believe that. And I'm not saying that, and saying, oh, they got all the answers, so they will three-peat or anything like that. But everybody's got questions, especially going into the season. So
Can't agree more on that.
yeah,
We do have a new place kicker, though. So we will be breaking in a new field goal extra point dude this year. Nobody seems to know who that might be yet. Seems like the kid Zirkle,
yeah.
which is one of the names that you
You
will remember.
wanna,
Zirkle. He
yeah,
made some record when he was in high school, but with distance. But outside of that, no, we're pretty loaded. Question is, who wants it? So, as usual, it'll
yeah,
be bloody in Athens to see who gets on the field, and it will be bloody thereafter. Uh, it's just the way it is.
yeah. A cheesehead in Oklahoma says, "Is Texas back if they win the Big 12?" Here's the thing about Texas trying to be back. It's got to be more than just one season. I need to see some improvement and some consistency. Consistency is like Georgia wasn't necessarily back when they made the title in 2017. I mean, that was great, but the process of what Kirby Smart did to get back to Atlanta, continuously win the East, and then get back to the college football playoff and go back to back, that made Georgia back on top. All of that, like Georgia's there. Alabama, have they gone away? That's their question. As far as Texas, they'll be relevant if they win the Big 12, but they just don't. I just don't think that brings them back in terms of what you're talking about. I would assume what you're talking about. What's up, TriStar?
What's up?
Not much.
Sounds fun. I was in a Twitter space with Visor for a minute, and I had to gather because this Texas A&M delusional fan was talking about how they're going to kill everybody. Like, oh, well, we figured it out, and we're gonna destroy everybody.
Texas A&M fans are going at it.
No, at me. Wait,
Man,
who else is in here? I just
that's
see a
funny.
profile picture. Who's that?
It's Harry Legg. He's a Georgia fan.
Oh, man, what a name. Harry Leg. That is a name.
What is it that Pigskin Pete says as opposed to shaved leg?
Well, at my age, you're lucky to have hair anywhere. So
Love it, man.
But yeah, like I said, I just find it hilarious because I think Tennessee absolutely throttles Texas A&M. I don't. I don't. I'm sorry. Until I see Jimbo giving up play calling, and the fact that that's coming off a bye week for Tennessee, and Texas A&M has to host Alabama the week before, I just say I highly like my chances.
that's a good draw right there, coming on the heels of Alabama. I mean, if you got to on the road, I mean, you can't ask for better than that. Well, wait a minute. They come to
Yeah,
you. They come to you, don't they?
Yes, they come to Neyland.
Yeah, that's a good setup there.
Yep. And then we play out. We go to Alabama after Texas A&M.
that's a loss.
I wouldn't. It's a toss up.
It's
Ooh.
revenge time, baby. It's revenge time.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Oh, that
guess.
Yeah, that's brass knucks there.
well, they gotta fire Jimbo first. They gotta afford that. So, I mean, I don't know, Cheesehead. Who would they go after?
Lane Kiffin.
I don't think so.
Brian Harson's on the market.
Oh, absolutely not. Ed Orgeron.
Brian Harson. Ed Ogeron. Boy, would that piss a lot of people off. We're gonna go down to Texas A&M. We're gonna do the same thing we did at LSU.
Go Tigers.
Y'all saw the pictures of him getting married, right?
I mean, I guess.
I did see that. I was actually pretty happy for the guy.
Oh yeah, pretty girl. They live down in Destin, not far from where my condo is.
I forgot, man. Tom Herman.
Ooh,
That'd be dangerous.
blast from the past. Mike White.
Oh. What about Derek Mason?
Mason's a good coach. I'm sorry. I have great respect for his defensive
Yeah.
abilities.
I just think that Vanderbilt's in such a bad place in college football and where their program has been for the last ever that he just couldn't get it out of the hole.
Well, you know what they did to themselves, don't you?
What's that?
Vanderbilt consumed the AD into the hierarchy of the university itself. So instead of it
Oh
being
yeah.
like what we have at every other state university, which is public, Vanderbilt is private, took and just said, okay, you'll get what you get from the way we budget, and that's what you live on. Doesn't matter what we earn. And so Mason had two arms tied behind his back, just like the new guy does. What's his name? Shit, I can't remember. But I think this really hurt them. Lee, right? Notre Dame guy. And they have announced that they're going to spend almost $100 million to make things better. We will see. It's not like they don't have the blooming money. Jesus, their endowment's like $4 billion. I mean, come on. But they have no population. The student body is very small. So I can understand some of the constraints and some of the reasons that they have. But if you're gonna be in the big boy league, you ought to man up and be in the big boy league, just like Northwestern has for the most part through their history, Duke to some degree, Stanford. You know, these are USC is a private university. So I mean, a lot of privates do really good with small populations of students, but they have great alumni support. And it's not like Vanderbilt doesn't have a lot of alumni. Jeez.
Yeah.
But the schedule watching for this fall does pose some interesting little things. Tennessee also must entertain Missouri before they play Georgia at home. Actually, they don't entertain them. They got to go to Missouri before Georgia, and I think Missouri's going to have third best defense in the SEC this year. So they will all learn.
I mean, the last 2 years we've dropped 60 on them.
That's the last 2 years. That don't mean anything this year. And y'all have a new team, as do they. I don't think they got the offensive firepower to do much, but there are people that are projecting them into bowl contention.
Sorry, I was taking a text message. Dude, what about offensive firepower?
I don't think they have the offensive firepower to stay with Tennessee, but I could be wrong. But and I'm also kind of skeptical about some of these 7-5 and 8-4 predictions I'm seeing for Missouri. I think that's a little lofty, but they do get a decent schedule draw.
Yeah, I mean, I think they can be decent. I just don't expect them to be, just out there ready to raise hell or anything like that.
Well, they showed me something when we had to go there last year on that night game. They called us.
I think that was kind of an outlier game, and I think that was just Georgia kind of sleepwalking.
Well, there was an incident before the game.
Well,
I think that knocked us off our game a little bit.
You know what's funny is that if I say anything like that about the South Carolina game for us, they're like, "Oh no, they straight up beat you."
That's garbage, and we all know it if you played the damn game. That before the game tends to be cordial and collegial. Okay, when somebody takes it beyond that, then you can get people psychologically off their game. I mean, we see it all the time in professional sports. That's part of it.
Yeah.
Who among us who have played?
I want to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to answer Cheesehead's comment. He says Alabama will hire Lincoln Riley next, and then he asked if I like that or not. I mean, I like to see good defenses at Alabama. Obviously, they haven't been horrible, but they haven't been up to the standard. It's never going to be back to what Kirby Smart had it, but I just I think it'll be the worst it's been with Lincoln Riley. Now the offense will be phenomenal, and we're still kind of in this offensive league, but I don't know. I like Lincoln Riley. I guess I would like the hire. I think it'd be a home run hire. I just think that he's going to stick around at Southern Cal for quite some time unless someone gives him big money in the NFL.
I mean, maybe.
No, Riley's a pretty young guy, so he's the kind that the NFL will pluck. They got the money. Southern Cal's got lots of money. They got plenty of it, but I don't know that they can outbid the NFL if they come calling. If it's the right spot for him. I mean, why would you leave there? Jesus.
Now, this guy's a Packers fan. He's saying Lincoln Riley to the Packers. He must love Lincoln Riley, man. And I kind of don't blame him. Like I said, I like Lincoln Riley. I think he can be a good head coach. The only thing he has not proven yet is can he handle the defense which is important to win games even still today in college football.
We're gonna find out this fall. Pac-12 is
I mean,
blooming.
it doesn't have to be top 5, but yeah, it don't have to be top 5. But at least have it top 10. Have it be one of the best and one of the and it doesn't have to be perfect defense for Lincoln Riley, but at least good enough to where you say, okay, well, 3 and out, let's go. And you don't have to pick the guy off every single play, or you don't have to force a fumble every single play. We're not asking Lincoln Riley to be like Georgia or Clemson or whoever. Although Clemson last year in TriStar knows faltered at the end of the season.
Yeah, Clemson kind of fell on their face there at the end, and I have scoffed at some of these early preseason predictions about their defensive line being the best in the nation. I call bullshit on that. Pardon my language.
It's okay. Tim Prangley says if USC has a top 30 defense, they can win a championship with that offense. I would agree.
I wouldn't. I'd agree with that too.
Yeah. I don't know about top 30. Well,
yeah, top
maybe you
30
need
is
top
pretty good,
20.
dude.
If it's top 20.
Top 30 D will get it done. If you look at the statistical comparisons and the metrics of advanced statistics, that will bear out. I've done it.
Okay.
I actually do that. So. What's interesting is the micrometrics of yards per play. And if you take it to down and distance, it becomes a very interesting stat. And there are many like that, which makes it fascinating to me. But anyway, you can really gauge how good a team is by how consistently they're able to do that game to game. So there's some of your Vegas knowledge. And that's why injuries are so important and why they never involve those in college ball.
Wow. It's only the 4th inning of this baseball game with the Angels and Rockies. It's 23-0. Gosh. I don't know if y'all watch baseball like I do. The Angels have been good this year. The Rockies are one of the worst teams in the MLB, though, and they're just letting them have it. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I agree with William Bryant. I don't think Lincoln Riley's going to go to Alabama. I just can't see it. I think, man, Dabo Swinney, even though I don't want him, they'll throw the money his way.
I don't understand why you would go after Dabo. For one, I don't see him leaving Clemson. He has no reason to. He's a made man out there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he'll be making a mistake.
I guess it depends on how it's going, because it seems like they're on the decline. But if he can't get it back up to championship standards, what do you do?
I'm curious. Where is TriStar? Where you headed, dude?
Right now, nowhere.
Oh, I'm just getting some background noise. Of course, I'm outside, so I got all kinds of background noise.
You,
Now, I
you know
need.
what the you know what's the college I can see ended up not even having football anymore?
What's that?
Hawaii.
No way.
That would be
What?
terrible.
Did you say TriStar? You saw where you got Jarrett Gibson, right?
Oh, we did.
Yeah, man. He's a 5-star running back.
This must. Wait, no, he went to Texas.
I just saw an article that said he went to Tennessee.
No. This Jarrett Gibson is committed to Texas. This 8 hours ago. Unless,
Well, there's fake news out there. Yeah, he
yeah,
went to Texas.
yeah, that's what. Which I kind of expected that. That's where I've been hearing he was
Yeah.
most likely going. I don't care. Have him.
What time is it? 10 o'clock. Well, you guys got anything else that you well, Harry Leg left, but TriStar, what else you got on your mind tonight, man? Because I don't want to be up all night on the stream, but
Nothing much really. I mean, I don't know. There ain't really not much to talk about. I mean, we're kind of in that weird point where there's not really any college sports going on. I mean, College World Series is going on right now with LSU and Florida, but outside of that, when is SEC Media Days?
July next month, like in a month.
Okay, we got that to look forward to. SEC Media Days. That
Yeah, I
that'll
always
be
look forward to hearing from the coaches.
yeah, and like I said, I'll be curious to see what goes on with that. I mean, you can't really expect that much. It's going to be your same coach, coach speak. Like Nick Saban's going to come out and talk about his coordinators, probably. Kirby Smart's probably going to answer questions about three-peating. Josh Heupel's going to get questions about can you continue what you did last year. Just stuff like that. I don't expect it to be that much.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
always look forward to it though, because I mean it's a time for all the coaches to come together and
well, yeah,
catch
and
everybody
usually
up.
that's when football season is really about to kick off because right at correct me if I'm wrong, but like as soon as media days are over, that's when July 17th to the 20th. Okay,
Thank you, Chuck. Yeah.
but then basically like you're literally a month away from college football kicking off. So yeah. Oh, all right, man. Well, since I'm about to go to bed myself, anyways, I'll let y'all have fun, y'all.
All right. He didn't even finish. Thanks, TriStar. Welcome back, Harry Leg. I am going to end the show pretty soon, but whatever you got, man, go for it.
Yeah, I cut myself off. I was dropped the phone and was fumbling around, and you know how it goes.
Yeah.
But no, thank you for allowing me to participate. You're trying to end
Anytime.
it, and first time out, this not such a bad medium. So we'll do this again.
Yeah. Anytime, man.
But as far as your Bama team is concerned this fall, there's great promise and there's some uncertainty when we get down to the certain position groups. And how antsy are you about that?
I think there's I think there's certainty on the secondary side. I think the offensive line, how it's going to hold up, who's going to be our running back, because Justice Haynes looked good in the spring, um, and the quarterback, especially at the quarterback, the uncertainty. Not even with just who's going to start, but can they answer and pick up the phone when it's time to go to work on offense? So I trust Nick Saban to get it all done, but at the same time, man, we've seen a little bit of regression the past couple of seasons.
We got two new coordinators. Not that things are going to change from a schematic standpoint, because Saban's not going to allow that. Well, what works, works, folks. I mean, I'm not paying you a lot of money here. Coach the shit like I tell you, you know.
Yeah,
And uh, it's the quarterback thing is, I think your O line will be okay. May not be world beater, but it will be sufficient. You got two. Haynes is a talent, no doubt.
yes,
Watched him enough. Yes, he can tote the mail. The gentleman though that he is the incumbent is really good, and I think he's the 1-2 punch there is really going to help you guys immensely. Uh, you can't bottle that stuff up. You just can't do it.
right,
I don't care how good your defense is; they gonna hurt you at some point. You
yeah,
accept it and go on. And but your quarterback, yeah, that's very concerning. Uh, More so than what we're facing at Georgia. Uh, so that I, there's just too much good on Alabama to discount them. And anybody that does that is just not paying attention. And
yeah,
same can be said for some other teams. I mean, I I I'm not gonna throw shade on anybody because we're all the same as fans. We want to see good ball, and I want to see my team win. But you're gonna lose some, so I can accept that. I've done it for a lot of years.
yeah,
It's nothing new. But I want to see good competitive football. That's what I want to see. So I can't wait. Just can't wait. And this
yeah, man.
USFL championship stuff's not even interesting me at all.
Yeah, I couldn't get into. I got into it last year. I couldn't get into it this year. I'm just like, it's not the same. We are though. If you, I got to count down to week 0. We are 62 days away. 1 hour and 52 minutes till the clock hits midnight on August 26th, 2023, and we start week 0. So, I mean, that's how much I love college football, man. I'll take any game we can get.
I'll be on vacation the week 0 through week 1, and
Right.
down in Destin, and we will choose. There's a specific place down there that does a really good job on showing the games and hosting and all that kind of stuff. With the wings and whatnot, whatever you want to eat, and
Yeah.
that's probably where we'll end up, unless it's an evening game, in which case we'll stay at the condo. Uh, the traffic down there has gotten stupid. The bridge construction has begun, so things are starting to get worse. And there's a billion people down there, and you just got that little old road. If you've not been there, it's nice, but Lord have mercy, you can't
Yeah.
get nowhere. It can take you 30 minutes to go a mile.
I got you.
But yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully, I'll have this house out of the way. I'm right now in the midst of getting ready to sell one and get that out of the way before the season starts, or the queen will behead me. Sorry you had something for so long, and now you're at the age where you need to make a decision about how much headache is it worth, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I got you.
So, but anyhow, I've enjoyed it. I hope you have a great evening and a great Sunday, and everything else. And I'm gonna get out of here, dude.
All right. Thank you, Hairy Leg.
You take care. Bye bye.
All right. All right. Appreciate Hairy Leg for coming on. Appreciate TriStar for coming on too. We're gonna get out of here. It is 10 o'clock here in Alabama. I love you guys. It's been a great show. Y'all know what to do. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We do college football content. We do sports content, but like we'll get around to like March Madness and stuff. And I don't know. Baseball is so hard for me to keep up with. You can't talk about every single game, but um, we have fun. We talk about the Braves a little bit, so there's the extent of that. A lot of great stuff coming to the channel. I'll try to get back to writing some articles too, but we'll see what we can do, man. I'm doing a lot of work at this radio station, and God's got big things for me. I know it, man. I'm gonna keep trusting and believing in Him that He's got something great. So, anyway, no outro tonight. We're just gonna end it, and I love you guys. Y'all take care. Jesus loves you. Peace out, and roll tide.